I do it naturally. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, that sounds so weak. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, come on, let me hear you. I can sense the some good old-fashioned love. Here we go. I got it. I got it. I got it. Okay. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Everything you want done, baby, I do it naturally. I don't believe you. You guys don't sound like you're every woman. You guys sound like I'm every woman. One more time. I gotta turn this song off. I want to hear something a little bolder, a little stronger. Come on. Oh, oh, oh. Here we go. Last round. Oh, oh, oh. Put your hands up. You know how we do it. I'm bragging, 'cause I'm the one. That's me. Ooh, it shall be done. To compare. Okay, here we go. I'm every woman. I'm every woman. I'm every woman. I'm every woman. So, Shaka says, I'm every woman. We say, I'm every woman, but we don't act like it most of the time, do we? We know how to sing it, we know the words, but we don't act like it. And so we walk around trying to figure out what to do. What do I want to be when I grow up? Oh, shucks, I'm grown up. What do I want out of my life? I can't go out and get that promotion. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I can't be a mother and work full time. I can't take that job. They want me to travel. I can't go out and find my life purpose. I got bills to pay. We say a lot of things to ourselves. We have a lot of voices. And we can't figure it out. And what do? As smart women, we go out and get more information. Because there must be some place that's going to give me the answer to all these questions that I have ruminating in my brain. So we go to motivational speeches, and we feel real good. Oh, you can do anything you want to do. Be like, yup, yup, yup. And we feel good. We get all pumped up, and we go home, and we're like, I don't know what she's talking about. I can't be Simone Biles. I can't do that flip like she did at the World Series. You all saw that?
Yes, yes.
And so if I can't be Simone Biles, then the reverse. The other thing that she said that I can do, I can't do that either, so we discount that. We got books, we write them, we buy them, we highlight them, we put notes, we put the little sticky pads in there, we put our little affirmations on the side, and then, oh, that doesn't work, then we go to the next book. Oh girl, you gotta read 10 Steps to Success. You're gonna be successful after you read that book. I'm telling you. When we go get that book, we read it, nothing happens. Then, we do the old podcast. We're gonna listen to that podcast on the way to work, on the way back, and on the way to work, and dropping them kids off, and on the way to church. Because that podcast is going to give us that golden nugget answer
that we've been looking for to figure out what is it that I want to be? What is it that I should do next? And it doesn't come. So one day, it was a beautiful spring day. I looked under my deck, and it was a bird's nest there. And I saw 3 little birds. And I called my husband over, please get rid of that thing underneath my deck. A more compassionate heart prevailed, and he said no. And I was very happy because over the next couple weeks, I watched that mother bird fly down and fed those baby birds. And she would come, and the birds would be sitting there like this, mouth wide open, and she would just regurgitate the food into their mouth. And she would do that every day. Every day she fed those birds. They didn't have to do anything to be fed. They just sat there. That's what we do. We feed up on motivational books and podcasts and speakers. We feed up on it to look for that golden nugget. And the reality is, where's the golden nugget? It's in us. So we can sing I'm every woman, but we doubt ourselves that we have the answers that we need to move forward and do the things that we need to do. I know. I was there too. I'm still there. It's a lifelong journey. It's a process. But the greatest gift that we can do to ourselves is to have a level of recognition. So I was giving a speech to some graduate students, and their eyes were so full of excitement. And they were ready to conquer the world in their life. They were so excited about what life had to bring. And I sat there, and as I watched them, I said, I don't actually have that same level of excitement. Yes, I'm successful. Yes, I've done all the things I was supposed to do. But I don't really have that excitement. And then I thought, I don't even know what to do with myself. All those answers, all those questions, as you said, all those questions, I actually did not have the answers to. So I got my books, I got my podcast, so many, I couldn't even remember how many I subscribed to, and you don't really remember till a new message gets downloaded and you get the ping and you said, I subscribed to that, didn't even remember that one. And then there was no answer until I made a commitment to myself that I was going to sit down for just 10 minutes a day. And I was going to think about just myself. Not where I had to be. Not all the things I'm doing wrong. Not all the things that I think I want to be. Because it's really not about questioning your life. And so often we're afraid to sit down because we're afraid that we're going to question our whole life. No, everything you've done so far makes you who you are and all your magnificent self. It's really about what is it that I want to do and I want to be next. So I looked up. There are 1,440 minutes in a year. And you only need 10. Investing 10 to yourself. hope that's a year. All your mathematicians, calculate it in the first.
That's okay.
Mine being corrected.
Yes.
Oh, see, there we go. I had some doubt in myself there. Was that a year?
No.
Was that a week?
Yeah, they would.
Okay, so thank you for that. So the only thing that you need is 10. 10 minutes. So part of what we're going to do today, you're going to take that 10 minutes. Because if I were to tell you to take 10 minutes, you're not going to do it. You're going to go back and you're going to say, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't have 10 minutes. My 1,440 minutes are all accounted for. So what we're going to do, there is a card on your chair. And I want you to take the card. I want you to open it. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the exercise. This mic is
On the inside. There.
hello, can you hear it? Okay. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the exercise. But before we get into it, we're going to talk about those voices. Now I call them the inner and the outer voice. So that outer voice, it's loud. It's what we hear all the time. It wants to protect you from making a fool out of yourself. It really does. It wants to help you because you don't know what you're talking about. Girl, you crazy. You can't go out and get that promotion. You're gonna fail. Oh, you can't leave that job. You're gonna be homeless. You can't have that kid. That kid is gonna be latchkey. What else does that outer voice tell us? What else? Give me, shout out 4 other things that outer voice tells us. Just shout it out. I know
You don't have education.
you don't have the education. What else?
Not good enough.
You're not good enough. What else?
None of experience.
You don't have the experience.
Your time has passed, like it's too late.
Your time has passed.
Just be patient.
Just be patient and wait your turn. Little lady. It's gonna come for you one day. You just wait. And give me one more. I said
Lack of support.
lack of support. So that outer voice is loud. And then you have that inner voice. It's just tapping. And it's saying, hello, I'm trying to get your attention. It's like a nagging feeling that you have, but you don't want to enter it because that inner voice is scary. It's trying to make you do things that you can't do. It's unpredictable. It makes you vulnerable. And we do not like being vulnerable. It makes you afraid that you're going to fail. But it's behind you saying, hello, you can do this. Why don't you try? Why don't you give it yourself a chance? So we know that that inner voice is telling you, you can do it. What else is that inner voice telling you?
Don't wait.
Don't wait. What else is it telling you?
Just do it.
Just do it. I love that.
You deserve it.
You deserve it.
Ask for help.
Ask for help.
You're smarter than these other people.
You're smarter than these other And give me some more in the voice talk.
Think of all the possibilities.
Think about all the possibilities.
Take the risk.
Take the risk. And what are you feeling now as you sort of like, that inner voice inside of you is saying, whoa, I'm going to get a little tension today. Oh my goodness, it's probably leaping around, getting a little excited. What else does it say?
You earned it.
You earned it. And what else?
Closed mouths don't get fed.
I'm sorry.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Oh, closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouths don't get fed. I love that. What else?
What do you have to lose?
What do you have to lose? So we're going to, come on, we're giving that inner voice some attention today.
You have everything you need.
You have everything you need.
Try something new.
Try something new.
It's now or never.
It's now or never.
Not missing this chance.
Not missing this chance.
Try something.
So ladies, what if we actually thought about giving that inner voice a little bit of a chance? What if we actually thought about doing that? Like, what if we actually thought about trying to understand what it's saying to us? What if we tried that? And then, not just listening to it, because we got that down pat. We know how to listen. But what if we actually do something about it? What if we actually make a decision to actually find it and then use it? What if you did that? What if you took that 10 minutes out of that 1,440 minutes, that 10 minutes, and give yourself a gift? That pause, that was only 15 seconds. And look how you felt with that 15 seconds. Do you know what 10 minutes is going to do? You're going to figure it out, because we're going to give you 10 minutes right now. I'm going to ask you some questions. I want you to answer the questions. And here's some ground rules, ladies. Rules. Rule number 1. You can't think about the answer, you just have to put down the first thing that comes to your mind. Because we're good at rationalizing things out. We've got that down pat. We know how to do that. Rule number 1. First response that comes to your mind, you must write it down. Rule number 2. You must write it on the envelope that I provided. No cell phone writing. Complete sentences so that you can understand what you wrote and won't get back home and say, I don't even know what I was talking about.
You want it on the card?
On the card. On the card.
Oh, it's on the card.
I apologize, the card.
Card.
And then rule number 3. This moment is yours. You're not to think about anybody's expectations, anybody's thought process about what you're going to write, what anybody thinks about it, how anybody feels about it. You cannot think about anybody except yourself. You are going to take 10 selfish minutes. Because do you know why you're going to take these 10 minutes? Anyone want to answer that question? Why are you going to take these 10 minutes Out of one, because what?
I need it.
Because you need it and you worth it? What else?
You won't do it when you do it.
You're not gonna do it, and what else? Gonna change that today though. And what else?
It's deliberate.
It's deliberate and somebody said you're worth it. You give 1,440 minutes to everyone else except the 660 that you may use to sleep. I calculated that. I just want to be prepared for that. And so these 10 minutes you're going to get to yourself. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I have my notebook here. Question number 1. What would you do if you could not fail? What would you do if you could not fail? I'm going to give you 2 minutes to answer that question. No thinking about it. It's the first thing that comes to your mind. No rationalizing. If you're not writing, you're thinking a little bit too hard. So just start writing. It's your card. It's only for you. It doesn't have to be perfect. The card. It's important that you place it on the card, not on a notebook. And I'll tell you why later. What would you do if you could not fail? Question number 2. Tell me something that you enjoy doing and why. First thing that comes to your mind. If you write down the first thing that comes to your mind, you won't have to think about it. It's not perfect, it's what you feel and what you think, so it's okay. Question number 3. What comes natural to you? What is your natural gift? What comes natural to you? Question number 4. Tell me about a time that you felt satisfied. The last question. Write 5 amazing qualities about yourself. Everyone should be writing. I want you to take your envelopes. I want you to seal them. Put the card inside the envelope. I know some people are a little grossed out about licking envelopes. I still do. I want you to write your name on the front of that envelope. When you go home, in a quiet place, in your first 10 minutes, out of those 1,440 minutes, you're going to open that envelope. A quiet place. Sorry. And you're going to read what you wrote on that envelope, on that card. And what is going to happen when you open that envelope? what voice is going to come out? That outer voice. And what is that outer voice going to say to you? You don't have time. What else is that outer voice going to say to you about what you wrote down on that card?
You don't have the money.
You don't have the money. What else?
You really didn't need that.
Temporary lapse of What else is that outer voice going to tell you?
You can do it, but now is not the time.
Yes. Give me one other shout out that that outer voice is going to give you.
I was gonna say, we can't do that. It's just, you just can't, it's too outside the box.
Exactly. Because in those circumstances, that outer voice is hoping that we will make up our mind. Because there's a difference between a decision and a made-up mind. A decision is, I'm going to go on a diet on Monday. Okay, I didn't mean that. I'm going to go on a diet on Tuesday. A made-up mind, you're smiling, because we all know what that made-up mind looks like. We all know what that made-up mind feels like. That mind is made up. And something that a book, a podcast, a speaker can't give you is a made-up mind. They cannot help you make up your mind. But there's a source that's inside all of us, called that inner voice, that's trying to help you get there. But guess what? It needs help. It needs you to develop new habits. And I'm going to give you 3 new habits. Not 3 top tips to success. The first habit is what you just started. I'm going to be honest, I did not give you 2 minutes per question. And the reason why I did not do that is because I wanted you guys to know what that felt like with just less than 2 minutes. And some of you are not writing, or you wrote quickly, because we're not accustomed to taking time for ourselves. So it's a new habit that you need to create. But guess what? We must create it. So I say reflection. You need time. We're very busy. We're running around. We have a lot of stuff going on. We have to be here, to take the kids here. But we don't take time. And this is nothing new. People have told us 1,000 times that we need to take time. And guess what? They're right. My mother-in-law used to say, your brain is so crowded. Now that's a country saying. But I thought, boy, she's right. Our brain is so crowded. And that clarity cannot get there unless you take the time. And the only thing that I'm asking you to do is give it 10 minutes. Start 10 minutes a week and build yourself up. The second thing is affirmation. We seek affirmation often from external sources, and we do need that. Someone said support. You need support. But you first must affirm yourself. Because if you rely on third parties to affirm you, when it doesn't come, you crash. And then we engage in other behaviors to make up for that. We eat, we shop, we're sad. The best affirmation actually comes from internal. So I know that some of us have habits of we write down affirmations and we stick them all over our house and you are great today. Yes, you are. You're great today. Aren't you great? I think you're great. I'm talking about deeper than that. Before you start putting stickies all over the house, let it get into your soul and your spirit. Affirm yourself. There's an old gospel song that says, sometimes you have to speak over yourself. You have to encourage yourself. It's right. And the third thing is patience. It takes time. It's not going to be overnight. And so don't give up on yourself. You deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. It takes time. When I was going through my reset, I call it a reset, I eventually decided that I needed to take a step back and take a pause. As I said, I left my job and I decided to think. I wasn't on top of a mountain. No, I did not do that. It was very difficult. It was what I needed to do for my own personal life. It is not for you. And so that is what thinking does, because you define what you need to do for yourself, not what anybody else would do. And it took a lot of time, but through that process, there were a lot of things that were revealed. The toll that our lives take on us. We don't understand it until we take the time to sit down and think about it and give ourselves a little break. Give yourself a break. So when that outer voice is screaming and yelling, you make a decision today and say, I am not going to listen to that outer voice. I'm going to listen to the inner voice. And if you can't do that yet, you say, I am not going to only listen to that outer voice. I am also going to listen to that inner voice. And you at least give that inner voice a fighting chance to get your attention. And eventually when this habit, the new habit that you're creating of taking time and thinking about yourself, it is going to kick in. And you're going to realize how wonderful and how great you are. Not that you don't know it now, but you are really going to realize it. Now, can you do everything, anything that you want to do? That's not true. I want to be Simone Biles. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to get shorter. I'm not going to get that skinny, and I'm not going to be that muscular. I mean, I could probably be a little muscular if I decide to stop eating bread, but no. But you will be everything that you were destined to be. You really would. So I'm going to ask you to do something else. So can you like to? There we go. I want you to stand up.
She's just a girl and she's on fire.
So are you guys on fire? Okay, come on, ladies. The inner voice is talking to you. What's that voice say? What does that voice say? Come on, stop being shy. Come on. Pull it out, pull it out. Come on. I know you guys are on fire tonight.
This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire.
Are you on fire? Yes. You guys come to figure out the power of you.
Yes.
Are you guys ready? Yes. Are you guys going to commit to yourself that you're going to give 10 minutes to yourself a day?
Yes.
There is 1,440 days. All you need is how many? 10. How many? 10. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.